Enjoy the show.
Dun, 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 dun. Guess who's back, 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 back again, again, again. Shady's back, back, back. Tell a friend, friend, friend. Guess who's back? 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 Da-na-na-na. What up, what up, what up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode number 123 of Siriani Says Sports. And the great thing about it is I haven't lost count. It's been a while since we did the show, but it's great to be back on the air with my two cohorts, my left and right hand men, Ryan Baird Jr. and Laura Antonio. I'm Matt Siriani. But before we get started on Siriani Says Sports and all the fun stuff we have in the introductions, Siriani Says Sports is sponsored by the following: Outback Steakhouse in Milltown, Aussie Rules, Vox Enterprises, building projects for success, DAS Technology Consulting, simplifying technology, Jag One Physical Therapy, official therapy provider for the teams you love. The Grace Foundation of New York, support, empower, educate, enhance. The Integrated Planning Group, client-focused, advice-driven. And by Rocco's Original Italian Ices, a sweet summertime treat all year round. So, with that all being said and done out of the way, I miss doing the sponsors. I'm Matt Siriani, and as you can tell by my shirt, I'm feeling lucky. And that's Ryan Baird Jr. He can't get enough of those wings. How you doing, Ryan?
Oh, good. Not eating wings anymore. Eating fries now, but shout out Wingstop, busting fries. But no, I'm doing good, dude. It's been a while. I mean, last time I did this show, I had school. I don't have school anymore, so that's obviously a plus. And then shaking, ready for the Knicks. I don't know how prepared I am, but within 15 minutes of time, I'll have the game on my background, and you guys will see me how I get with my football, with my sports teams. Maddie, obviously, has seen how I get, my dad have get, so you guys may see a different side of me tonight, depending on how Mr. Julius Randle wants to perform tonight.
Well, I know one person in this crew who has sports on in the background all the time. That's my good friend Laura Antonio in the bottom corner. How you doing, Laura?
Doing great, Matt. I mean, sent you the list of what games we're going to call. I can't wait to announce that. First four for each, Sunday, Monday Night Football, and then pretty much else. That's what we're mainly doing when we call NFL games together on Twitter Spaces, mostly Sunday and Monday night games. And in one of the games I have on our list for the first four, one of them is when the Patriots play the Miami Dolphins in Week 2.
Your two Bama boys going at it. All right, we'll get to the full announcement later on in the show, but we have a lot of stuff to get to. So the NFL schedule release was last night. We're going to go over the NFL schedule release. Because the NFL draft passed by, we didn't give our thoughts really on the NFL draft classes for the Giants, Jets, and Patriots. So we're going to give you our thoughts on that. We're going to go through the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs. Those two, just phenomenal. I love watching playoff hockey. I want to make this very, very clear. Playoff hockey is next level stuff.
You gotta watch
It's
it.
next level stuff. I know there aren't a lot of hockey fans out there in the world, and the really big hockey fans that don't watch the show, like you, I finally get you. I finally understand you. But NBA playoffs are good too. Obviously, if the Ryan's going full hard for the Knicks, and then
Come on.
the LA Lakers are a win away from the Western Conference Finals.
Boo.
Right, Laura?
Yup, looking forward to that. I think the Lakers are going to win it today. Ryan?
Nah. Laura, only one of us.
Can you imagine if the Knicks and Lakers are the NBA Finals?
Oh, that would be chaotic.
You see, Maddie, obviously, one of our friends is a Boston fan, right? And
Yeah.
we talked before these playoffs even started, right? We were like, imagine a world, right, where the Eastern Conference Finals was the Bruins and the Rangers, and the Celtics and the Knicks. And we made a promise to each other that we would go if that did end up happening. So hoping that it's not the Celtics, because I kind of don't want to spend all that money to go to MSG, which I've looked at, which is just disgusting. So I don't know. So I'm trying to figure it out though.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff to think about. But anyways, let's get started. So we're gonna get into the NFL schedule release. All 272 games have been scheduled. And one of the things I'm looking forward to the most is just another NFL season. Like, obviously the Giants and Jets have expectations this year. The Chiefs are going to be defending their title again. A couple really interesting matchups. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers of it all going to the Jets. Jets have 6 primetime games this year. 6. They're like the Broncos of last year.
and they didn't have a primetime game in 12 years, or a Sunday Night Football game in 12 years. No, they have 6.
Well, do you
Primetime
count
games.
Thursday Night Football? Because they had a Thursday Night Football game.
No, every team. No, so I was saying Sunday Night Football. The Jets haven't had a Sunday Night Football game, Maddie, in 12 years.
Hmm.
That's ridiculous. And now they have 6 primetime games. They have 2 Sunday night games. Oh, I'm ready. I'm excited.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over the Giants, Jets, and Patriots schedule for the time being, and then as a whole, we'll each go over our 3 regular season games that we're looking forward to the most. So we're going to start off with Low Rose Patriots. This is going to be not an easy schedule for the Patriots. I think the potential is there for New England, but it's not going to be easy. So we're not going to talk about preseason games because preseason games it's like kissing your sister. It doesn't really mean anything. Yeah, exactly. So the Patriots will begin their season by honoring Tom Brady in Gillette at 4:25 on September 10th against the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending NFC champions. Then they stay at home next week against the Miami Dolphins in what I think is a Sunday night game. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what you and I are doing. Our first with Mac Jones and Tua Tagovailoa.
Okay, so then there's that. Week 3, they're at home against. They go away to the Jets. Then they go to Dallas the next week. Week 5, they're at home against the Saints. Week 6, they're at home. They're on the road, against the Raiders. Week 7 against Buffalo. Week 8 at Miami. Week 9 against the Commanders. Week 10 against the Colts. Oh, by the way, I don't know. I forget what NFL fan team did this, but remember, I think Ron, I think you probably heard this on the news. Remember
The Titans.
What NFL team had fans go on the street and say
Titans.
That was the Titans?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was funny, by the way. If you didn't see that, go check it out.
That was hysterical.
Funny. That was so funny.
The Atlanta Falcons had to rename their Twitter because of that. Anyway, week 11 they're on a bye. Week 12 they're at the Giants. That's gonna be a game that Laura and I are gonna try to do. That's a 1:00 game on a Sunday. Week 13 they're at home against the Chargers. Then at the Steelers. First the Chiefs. At Denver. At Buffalo. And to finish the season at the Jets.
Before you go on, Matt, I've wanted a Patriots Jets Week 1 showdown on the Meadowlands, and then hosting Buffalo at home.
Yeah, I know you have a Madden League, which we really we'll get into that some other time. But I know you have a Madden League, and I know you said it had to come in full circle where the Jets play Week 1 against the Patriots, and then last week of the regular season, the Jets play the Patriots. So it didn't come in full circle, but it kind of matched up with the way you wanted.
A little bit, but you know what? Patriots Eagles Week 1. I don't mind it because 2 of my Bama boys are going to go at it. Jalen Hurts and Mac Jones.
Good luck. Christian Gonzalez got himself a test day 1 going up against AJ Brown.
I know. We'll have to see.
Good luck to Christian Gonzalez.
It's going to come to fruition because
bro, that's what they do now. They take all these hype rookie
let's see if
prospects.
he can keep up with him and Devontae Smith. That's the matchup I'm most intrigued about in Week 1 when my Pats play the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that matchup. I can't wait to see Mac Jones go up against Jalen Hurts. My schedule as a whole, Matt, it is tough as nails. But I do think it might get a little easier in the end, but that's not a guarantee.
No, nothing's a guarantee in the NFL. Now the Jets schedule.
Again,
the game I'm looking forward to the most is the Week 1 game when we play the Eagles. Honor my man Tom Brady. But I wish we had a Thanksgiving game at Dallas. I would have wanted to play them on Thanksgiving. But I'm looking forward to the most when we play in Germany. That should be a good game. I mean, 2 great SEC quarterbacks going at it, Anthony Richardson and Mac Jones. And then Shane Steichen going up against the legend and Bill Belichick. And then obviously I'm looking forward to when we play Tua and the Dolphins. And then the Bills are going to be quite a test for my guys.
Wait, you don't want that Bill Belichick, Aaron Rodgers smoke? Wait, you don't want the Aaron Rodgers smoke, Laura? What happened?
Well, I think I'm looking forward to seeing when Aaron Rodgers plays my guys twice a year, and I want to beat them.
You see, the thing is, Laura, you got the Jets.
I want to beat them.
The good thing is you got the Jets early in the season, right? In Gillette. So, the good thing is,
my Patriots play your Jets in Week 18 at Gillette Stadium.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay. Wait, sorry. Sorry, yeah.
We'll see you guys in week 3 at the Meadowlands.
Yeah, sorry. No, but the thing is if you're the Patriots, right, you're any team in the NFL, you want the Jets earlier rather than later. I would assume because you don't want Aaron to start rolling.
Yeah.
Right.
I think getting him early is like probably good, but like I'm not gonna lie to you, Laura. Like, and I'll kind of get into that before you even say like the game I'm looking for. There's the 3 games I'm looking at, right? Is obviously Jets Giants, right? That's gonna be a banger, right? I think
Yeah.
Jets Bills week 1 on Monday night's gonna be hell of a game. And
Uh-huh.
then Laura, I'm not gonna lie to you, I want to put 50 points on Bill Belichick's neck so bad, so bad.
Oh my God.
so
No,
bad. Laura,
Belichick
you don't,
knows how to game plan against
Laura,
the New York Jets, man.
Laura, you don't get it, Laura. 12 years of suffering, Laura. Laura, I am 21, Laura. Like, it has been since I was in middle school, since the Jets have beaten the Patriots. I am just finished my junior year in college, Laura. There is an issue. There is a burning fire. I want to drop 50 on this old, wrinkly son of a gun. So
okay,
bad.
okay. We get it.
It's
All right.
the
Anyway,
rivalry's heated, though.
it's heated. Things are getting
I
a little
wouldn't
heated.
call-
But anyway,
Yeah.
the Buffalo Bills open up at the Jets in week 1. That's Aaron Rodgers' Jets debut. Then they travel to the Star to take on the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, please.
Week 3, New England, as I mentioned before. Week 4, at home against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, will be the first time that Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes faced off. Because if you remember, they were supposed to face off 2 other times, but they both didn't happen after Mahomes was hurt and then Aaron Rodgers got COVID. So they didn't play the first 2 times they were supposed to meet. So this will be the first time they ever meet. Week 5 at Denver. Week 6 versus Philadelphia. And fun fact, the New York Jets have never beaten the Philadelphia Eagles before.
Thanks.
Just want to make that clear.
I'm well aware.
Week 7, they're on a bye. Week 8, it's the MetLife Bowl. Week 9, at home against the Chargers. That's a Sunday night game as well. At the Raiders, at the Bills, at home against Miami, at home against the Red Stallions. I'm calling them the Red Stallions. Thank
Who do
you,
you call
Titan
the Red
fans.
Stallions?
The Atlanta Falcons. Then they're at home against the Texans, at Miami versus the Commanders, and then 2 road games back-to-back in Cleveland and in Gillette. Ryan, what are your thoughts?
Bad. Very hard. I think I sent the tweet, Natty, in the group chat, right, about like some of the top 5 hardest schedules, and I think it's like the Jets, Dolphins. I think like 4 of I think the 7 hardest schedules are all like Jets, not Giants, Jets, Patriots, Dolphins, Bills, strictly because the whole division's like God, right?
Right.
But then also like if you just look, Maddie, again at those first 6 games, I mean, I don't know why the NFL did it, but like usually sometimes, right, when there's a quarterback that goes to a new team, sometimes they give them some softball games, right, where you can kind of like do pretty good against them.
Mm-hmm.
And their first 6 games are the Bills, the Patriots, the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Bills again. And I was talking to somebody about this, Maddie. And the 2 worst teams are the Broncos and the Patriots. And who are those 2 head coaches? Sean Payton and Bill Belichick. So it's like, wow. Like the first 6 weeks for the Jets, rough. Rough. Aaron Rodgers got his work cut out for him.
Well, no one's got their work cut out for them of the 3 teams. No one's got their work cut out more for them than the New York Giants. This is a tough schedule. Now listen, this is a tough schedule, which, by the way, I'm pissed about this schedule. And I'm going to tell you why right now. 7 of the Giants' first 10 games are on the road.
Yeah, that is kind of wild, actually.
That's crazy. That's ludicrously hard. But here's the schedule. Sunday night at home against the Cowboys, of course.
You and I are doing that game.
Yep. At Arizona, at San Francisco, at home against Seattle, at Miami, at Buffalo, like versus the Commanders, versus the Jets, at the Raiders, at the Cowboys, at the Commanders, and then finally we get a breather against the Patriots at home. Then we got the bye week in week 13. Then Jordan Love of the Packers, week 14. Then the Saints, at Philadelphia, versus the Rams, and at home against Philadelphia.
Don't give me that. You're an easier schedule than the Jets and the Patriots. Don't give me that.
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong.
Dude,
because
you got the Commanders. Gross. You got the Saints. Gross. Like, come on. Like, the Jets' easiest teams, dude, are like the Browns, who have Deshaun Watson, the Patriots, who have the best coach in football, right? The Broncos, who have Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, right? You have the Raiders, who they're the Raiders, right? They're just going to choke. And then the Jets have the Texans and the Command. Like, so I don't know. I just think, Matty, I think it's lucky playing the Commanders twice in the season. The Sam
Oh
Howell,
yeah,
like
that's
the
that's
Sam
a
Howell
luxury
like
and a
command,
half.
the Sam Howell like Commanders. Come on, come on.
No, I can't really see a lot of bright spots playing the Commanders. I mean, it's great because the Commanders are going to be bad this year.
Bro, they're on that what's Caleb Williams train? They're already thinking about him. They're like, I need him.
They're on the Caleb Williams train already.
Bro,
Oh my god.
them in Arizona, bro. Don't be telling me anything else.
Oh man. But anyway, with that being said, we went over the schedule for our 3 favorite teams. I want to know on the schedule as a whole. This isn't just a Giants, Jets, Patriots thing. On the schedule as a whole, what are your 3 favorite matchups of the season? And I'm going to go first because I already wrote them down. My 3 matchups to look forward to are Chiefs Jets Week 4 because, like I said,
Yeah.
it's the first time Patrick Mahomes will face Aaron Rodgers. That's huge. Jets Giants Week 8 because it's the MetLife game. Who doesn't love a good MetLife game? And then this is probably an easy one. This is a no-brainer. Bengals Chiefs Week 17 at Arrowhead because
Yeah.
because Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes put a banger after banger after banger. It's crazy. Loro, if you had to pick 3 games on the schedule this year that you're excited for, what would you say?
Oh, this is going to be great. I mean, like you, man, I'm looking forward to when Aaron Rodgers goes up against Patrick Mahomes in Week 4 because I really think that's going to be a heck of a game because you and I will be doing. This is the first time you and I will be calling a Mahomes Rodgers game. We've been waiting for it,
Waiting, clamoring.
and then we also have on my list here. I'm looking forward to, like yourself, when Joe Burrow plays against Patrick Mahomes in Week 17. But I'm more excited about when the Bills play the Chiefs again because Mahomes and Allen like to go at it, and it's going to be telling for me who's really the better quarterback in the AFC. But I'm also looking forward to when the Jags play the Chiefs again. I'm excited to see what Trevor Lawrence does in year 3 and in year 2 under the regime of Doug Peterson.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Hold
now,
on, Maddie. The NFL never underestimates. So the Browns just traded for Zadarius Smith. Just saying.
All right, Ryan, if you had to pick 3 games on this season schedule that you're excited for, what would you pick?
Probably the same 3 as you. I'm not going to lie to you. But also, like I just said, breaking NFL news, the Browns traded for outside linebacker Zadarius Smith from the Vikings. So, again, the NFL never disappoints. Literally, like, just happened a minute ago. So
breaking news on the show. Wow.
Again, the NFL, like, legit. But, no, I think I'm going to go with yours straight too, Maddie. And I think sort of is, right? Being a Jet fan, right? Being a New Yorker, Jets, Giants, it may not be the Mahomes Burrow rivalry thing, but like for all of us, like Jet Giant fans, New Yorkers, and everything, this is kind of like what we live for every 4 years,
right?
Especially that they're good, so that's also going to help. And then, like you said, Manny, the Joe Burrow Patrick Mahomes showdowns, like I haven't seen a bad one yet, right? And then I think obviously my Jets going up against the Chiefs, like Rodgers, Mahomes. I just want to see where we stack up against them personally, but no, I think I'm going to agree with your 3.
And one thing I really want to say about the Jets really quick, Aaron Rodgers is already building a rapport with one certain Jet receiver. He complimented Garrett Wilson, saying that he reminds him so much of Devontae Adams.
Bliss. Garrett Wilson, I'm just going to say this. Garrett Wilson won Rookie of the Year with Zach Wilson, Mike White, Joe Flacco. Bliss.
We'll see what happens. All right, so next up on the NFL side of things, the NFL draft passed. I know it's been a couple weeks, but I want to know what everyone thought of their team's draft. So I'm going to go to Loro first. The Patriots draft class, what'd you think?
I liked it. I mean, I thought that we drafted some good players. I felt like we drafted the positions that we needed to address. But I'm very excited about Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Oregon, because he's a guy that is going to be a great addition to our secondary. Bill Belichick has a fantastic draft track record on developing corners and safety.
Right.
And Christian Gonzalez is a guy that's going to be covering elite receivers, which I have the total confidence in that he's going to cover the guys like Tyreek Hill. I think he can keep up with him. I think he can keep up with A.J. Brown.
Garrett
I
Wilson.
think he can keep up with Stephon Diggs. And I think he can keep up with Garrett Wilson.
That's the thing in the AFC. You need a star corner now, bro. That's the problem now. Like the Jets got Sauce.
So
The
that's
Dolphins-
why
you know.
Christian Gonzalez is going to be one of those guys that's going to be a beast in that secondary. And I'm very excited about this kid. I wanted the Patriots to get an offensive tackle because I felt like that was a need instead of getting a corner, just because our offensive line last year was so atrociously bad because of you know how it was the Matt Patricia offense, guys that on our offensive line that regressed. Trent Brown wasn't even a factor. Isaiah Wynn was flat out garbage.
Yeah.
And I felt like that we needed to strengthen that offensive line, and I wanted a left tackle. That way we kept Mac Jones upright. But you know what? Getting younger at the secondary, I didn't mind it because Devin McCourty retired, and I felt that we needed to find our next Devin McCourty in the draft.
Okay. All right, so that's good.
I was pissed though when they drafted Gonzalez. Maddie, you can say that because you were watching me. We were pissed. But also, Laura, you heard the reports, right, about why Bill traded out of the pick, right? You hear that he purposely tried to screw the Jets and everything. I hate the Pats, with all my heart. But Christian Gonzalez was a hell of a pick. He was a hell of a pick. The rest of them was kind of classic Bill, doing all his middle round, from these no-name schools, drafting all these guys. But no, Christian Gonzalez, I think is going to be real good.
Yeah, I think
news, guys, hold on a minute. We have breaking news.
What's up?
Is it Zadarius Smith?
Yeah, the Vikings are trading Zadarius
Come on, Laura,
Smith
keep up.
to the Browns.
I already said that. Keep up, bro. Come on.
So
he
told you
his contract, and he'll be a free agent next year.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
can't be more
those of you
than
who are just tuning in, this is breaking news for the second time. Zadarius Smith to the Browns.
It can't be more than a third, I would assume. Probably maybe a fourth or something. It can't be that much.
I think Zadarius Smith is really good for a pass rusher. But you know what? Cleveland needed a pass rusher.
We'll put them next to Garrett Goodlow. Just honestly, dude, just make the AFC any better. All you NFC fans,
what does this mean for the Vikings defense?
They're gonna get worse. They're gonna get worse.
They're gonna get worse without Smith.
Also,
look who they still have.
Wait. Also, I'm not promoting anybody in the bet, but I was just doing some dabbling, Maddie. And did you guys remember last year that me and my friend were gonna put money on the Jags to win an AFC South week 3, and I didn't do it, and I was pissed. I'm gonna say this to everybody right now, and I'm actually gonna do it because usually when I say stuff on the show, I usually follow through and I do it.
Yeah,
Maddie, I'm putting $100 right now on the Lions to win the NFC South.
I don't blame you on that
North,
one bit.
NFC North. I'm doing it because I don't know. I messed up on the Jags last time. I'm doing it for the Lions. Honestly, you can call me I don't know. I have a feel, dude. I think this is the Lions' year. I think they're coming for it because I think the NFC North is terrible.
Looking for their first division title in 30 years. And they actually start the season against the Kansas City Chiefs on opening day.
Yeah, good luck.
But anyways, back to the draft class. Ryan, Jets draft class, a little bit disappointing in the beginning, but what do you think overall?
Not a lot of picks, right? But that's just the byproduct of trading for Aaron Rodgers, right? But overall, obviously day one, Maddie, I was pissed. My dad was pissed. A lot of Jet fans were pissed, right? Because we drafted the pass rushing outside linebacker who is strictly for pass rushing when being screwed by the Patriots. Honestly, I don't know how, I can't grade him right now because honestly, dude, I wanted Jackson Smith at 15 where we were at that point. I'm sitting there and I was I either wanted to trade down or take Jackson Smith because if he's good on Seattle, it's really going to bother me. Mm-hmm. But it is what it is. But the rest of the draft class, I don't mind. I like Joe Tittman. I like the other linemen they got. Honestly, I like the rest of the players the Jets got. I didn't really do a lot of research on them, so I really can't speak an NFL GM about some of these guys. But I think it was good. But I know, Maddie. I know you're itching to talk about the Giants, who had a probably top 5 draft this year. They killed it.
They did. They got a cornerback in the first round when Zay Flowers and Jackson Smith and Jigba were gone. They got a corner. I thought they got a really good corner in Deontay Banks. I thought that was a really good
Yeah,
pick,
he's really good.
especially considering that the NFC East is loaded with receivers. You got Terry McLaurin, you got Devontae Smith, you got AJ Brown, you got CeeDee Lamb. So you need to kind of mesh up well with those type of receivers, and I think that Deontay Banks is a really good addition to that secondary, especially with Julian Love gone. Next, they got John Michael Schmitz, which I really like that pick a lot. Really the
Yeah,
best center in the draft, and
yeah,
it
arguably
improves
one
that
too.
offensive line a lot. I like that pick so much. And then the kicker for me, oh my God, Jalen Hyatt in the
Yeah,
third freaking round. We got him in the third round. Steal. That's a
yeah,
steal. You want to know why it's a steal? Because Jalen Hyatt was arguably one of the most underrated receivers in college football this past season. He was Hendon Hooker's top target. The Giants needed a receiver. If you weren't going to get Zay Flowers or Jackson Smith-Njigba, you had to get a receiver that was speedy, skinny, could catch the ball in traffic, and Jalen Hyatt is that kind of guy. That's the perfect receiver for Brian Dable's offensive style.
yeah. No, I agree. They killed the draft though. Unfortunately, man, they probably had like top 3 or top 5 draft. They killed it.
Yeah, they hit the nail around the head. This was Joe Shane's second draft, and I thought that he did a sensational job.
Yeah.
Okay, so with all that in mind, before we get into the NBA and NHL playoffs, Loro, the floor is yours. What's coming up in the first 4 weeks?
First 4 weeks we got that we're calling here. We'll start with the Sunday Night Football schedule here. Obviously, Matt and I will be on the call for the kickoff game when the Kansas City Chiefs host the Detroit Lions. That's a game that you and I are looking forward to doing. First day of the NFL season together with the defending champs. But we also at the same time get to talk about Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. But this is the first time Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes are going to be facing off against each other since that thrilling game in Week 11 of the 2018 season.
That's right.
So that's going to be something to talk about there. I'm also looking forward to talking about Dan Campbell's third year in the league as the head coach of the Detroit Lions, which I think the Detroit Lions are going to be a team that you and I will talk about frequently because that is going to be such a fun team.
Bet 'em.
And then after that game, for Sunday Night Football, Matt and I will be on the call when the Dallas Cowboys visit the New York Giants in Week 1. And we will talk about 9/11 and all that, followed by Week 2 from MetLife Stadium. Matt and I will be going to my stomping grounds in football to Foxborough's Gillette Stadium, where Mac Jones and the New England Patriots will take on Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins. And then in Week 3, we head to Vegas, where Jimmy Garoppolo and the Las Vegas Raiders take on Kenny Pickett and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we predicted this, Matt, that we both think the Raiders are going to be the worst team in the league. But I think that's probably our only Raider game we do.
You think the Raiders are the worst team in football?
Well, and then in Week 4, Matt and I will head back to MetLife Stadium, where Aaron Rodgers and the Jets will take on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And then in Week 5, Matt and I will head to Levi Stadium, where the Cowboys will play the San Francisco 49ers. But now on to Monday Night Football. In Week 1, we got the Buffalo Bills taking on the New York Jets. That's going to be our first Jets game together, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about the Bills here. Week 2, I have to choose between Browns, Steelers, Panthers, Saints. I chose Panthers, Saints, Matt.
Okay.
I wanted to do a Frank Reich game with you and talk about the Panthers
And Bryce Young.
And talk about Bryce Young. That's more of an intriguing matchup. Although I do like Deshaun Watson. I think we would save a Deshaun Watson game for later in the year.
Probably.
And then in Week 3, we'll do that Super Bowl rematch when the Rams take on the Bengals over the Eagles and the Buccaneers. Because that, I think, is more of an intriguing matchup because the Buccaneers, I don't know who's going to start a quarterback.
Facts.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
Or is it going to be
Mayfield?
Is it going to be Kyle Trask? But I think if I were Tampa Bay, I would start Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask.
And then in Week 4, Matt and I do a Giants game together after we do that Jets Chiefs Sunday night game we will do when the New York Jets host the Seattle Seahawks.
That's
So
right.
basically, in our first 4 games that we're doing for Sunday and Monday Night Football, we have the Giants featured in it, we have the Jets featured in it, and then obviously for opening day, we have the Detroit Lions in there.
Yeah. So it all you get a little bit of everything in the first 4 weeks, and then as the season goes on, we'll make more announcements about games that we call. But I'm excited because I love calling NFL games. It's great. It gets me in the football mood. There's another thing that gets me in the football mood, but Ryan knows that very well.
I do.
I was the king of it last year. But anyway,
All right.
And then the Chiefs are still undefeated
All
when
right,
they call
all
their
right.
games. And I think they're still going to be undefeated when we do their games.
yeah. All right, Ryan, do you have anything to say about my backhanded comment?
I don't understand. Just wait.
Okay.
Just wait.
No, I was saying, Matt, that the Chiefs are still undefeated when we do their games, Matt.
I know.
And I think it's going to continue with Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. It will. So next up on the Siriani Says Sports Return Reunion episode, we're gonna go to the NBA playoffs because
Come on, Knicks.
oh yeah, Ryan's watching the Knicks game as we speak.
I am too.
Yeah, good man.
Right, both Ryan and Laurel got the Knicks game on somewhere in their little areas.
Second screen.
So and their second screen. So anyway, the NBA playoffs have been a little bit of a surprise to begin with. The Milwaukee Bucks were knocked out of the first round by Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler by himself, basically. And then also the Bucks fired their head coach Mike Budenholzer because of that. They were the number 1 seed for the 3rd time, and each time they were the number 1 seed in the NBA, they lost in the first round or second round of the NBA playoffs. So the Bucks are out. We saw the Memphis Grizzlies go down because Dylan Brooks talked a lot of trash towards LeBron James, and he kind of paid the consequences. Then we also had the Knicks shake up Donovan Mitchell, like mentally destroyed Donovan Mitchell. And then we also had, oh my God, we had a lot of things. The Suns won their first playoff series, but then they lost last night. They were eliminated. We also had the Brooklyn Nets get swept. Please don't give.
Rip.
Don't bring it up, please. Don't
It's
bring
all
it
right,
up.
It's all right, buddy. Your boy KD's done too now.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. The Nets are a disaster. Anyway, the Sixers are currently playing the Celtics right now in a game that will go into a series that will go to a Game 7. We have the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers. That series is on a Game 6 tonight. Lakers win. They move on to the Western Conference Finals against the Denver Nuggets. Knicks need to win tonight to stay alive and force a Game 7 versus Miami. And then the last series, I'm trying to think what the last series is. Oh, yeah, the Suns and Denver Nuggets concluded. The Denver Nuggets advanced to the Western Conference Finals. Furthermore, we're going to make our predictions for who's going to make the NBA Finals based on what we have left. Me personally, I wouldn't be surprised, and Ryan's going to hate me for this. I know Laurel's going to love me for this. I think the Los Angeles Lakers have what it takes to make the NBA Finals. Because, listen, if they knock off the defending champs, the Denver Nuggets are not great in the postseason when it really matters. I know the Denver Nuggets. Yeah, I mean, we're finally seeing Nikola Jokic come up clutch when he needs to, but this Lakers team is experienced. They've performed in bigger situations, and I think that if we do get Lakers Nuggets, Anthony Davis will get better and he will dominate. That's how I feel. In the Eastern Conference Finals, oh my God. Do I really want to see Jimmy Butler dominate again?
Don't say anything. Don't say who you have winning Boston, Philly. Do not, Matt. Don't say nothing. I want none of your juju or nothing. Say nothing. Say nothing. Because I'm gonna be pissed, Maddie. Don't say a word.
I'm gonna say this in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think whoever plays Philly or Boston, it's gonna be
It's gonna be difficult. I'll tell you that. Yes,
it's gonna be difficult for whoever makes it. Yeah. We're either gonna get a rematch, or we're gonna get something completely different from last year.
Who do you think's winning Game 7?
I gotta go with the Celtics on that one because Philadelphia blew it. They blew it.
That's what they do. This is Maddie. Remember you said the thing, Maddie, about like earlier this year, right? About like the whole thing of Philly this year with
Philly sports
the
teams?
Eagles. Yeah, bro. If that actually, if Philly makes it to the finals and lose, Maddie, I don't know what I do. I don't know what I do if that happened.
If Philly makes it to the NBA Finals and loses,
I
I'm
don't know
going to
what I
run
do.
around my entire neighborhood.
Bro, I don't know what I do. That would be so funny. But dude, I like talk about the game yesterday, bro. How do you lose in your home stadium in a winner get in? Like how do you lose?
I don't get it.
And Jason Tatum played like garbage yesterday. Like
Yeah, he
literally
had 19
awful.
points.
Matty, he was like 0 for 9 the whole game to the fourth quarter, and he banged 3 threes back to back to back. But like,
Oh my god.
how do you not blow them out of the building?
I don't get it. It just stuns me. That's just Doc Rivers. That's classic Doc Rivers though.
No, you know what it is? It's classic James Harden. James Harden's a loser. He's the ultimate loser. That's classic Doc Rivers, classic James Harden. Idiots, losers.
All right, so Loro, who do you have making the NBA Finals?
I want to see the Lakers and Sixers because Doc Rivers is under pressure right now. I like the guy, but I just think that I know that his inability to coach in a game 7 is infuriating.
Yeah, that's a good point. He can't play. He can't coach well in big time situations. All right, Ryan, I know you're watching the Knick game right now. Who do you have making the NBA Finals?
I'm gonna go Denver, Boston.
Denver, Boston.
Yeah,
Interesting. Why
I
so?
go because LeBron will not make it because LeBron is a loser. And then honestly, I think now Boston got all their momentum beating Philly, like in a game 6. I do think they win in TD Garden tomorrow. And then, like you said, I agree with you. I think either the Knicks or Miami. I think the Celtics are a better team than both of them. So I just think they're going to come out of the East, and I just think that Denver has been the best team in the West all year, and I think they're going to continue to show. I mean, they have 4 guys that can legitimately score at any point in Jokic, Aaron Gordon, MPJ, and Jamal Murray that can consistently score. So I just think matchup wise, I think they match up very well against. Even if they play the Lakers, I think Jokic AD matchup is going to be fascinating to watch.
That's gonna be interesting. And as far as like who wins the title, I'm going on a limb. I said Lakers and Heat possibly.
We saw that.
We saw what happened there in the bubble a few years back, and then Anthony Davis won NBA Finals MVP, and the Lakers won their 17th championship, which ties the Celtics for most in history. I'm going to say this though. This Lakers team, since the NBA trade deadline, have been really good. And think of it, this would be the first time the 2 NBA playing teams make the finals if this were to happen. And
That
Jimmy
is true.
Butler
That'd
is
be
just a
wild.
one-man wrecking crew in the postseason. He's a one-man wrecking crew.
I agree.
And Ryan wanted him. Ryan wanted the Knicks to get Jimmy Butler. But meanwhile, Ryan said some things off camera saying, would you rather have Jimmy Butler or Giannis? And I agreed with him. You want Jimmy Butler.
If you're the Knicks, you want to play Jimmy Butler. You don't want to play Giannis. Same reason why if you're the Knicks, you don't want to play Embiid and the Sixers.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks do not match up well against bigs.
Yeah. That's the one thing the Celtics actually lack.
Exactly. The Knicks match up well against Boston. They match up well against their wings in Brown and Tatum.
Yeah. That's a good point. All right, so now we're going to go to a different animal in the playoffs, the NHL playoffs. I know we're not really the biggest hockey people on the show, but I've become a hockey fan myself. I went to Madison Square Garden for Game 6 between the Rangers and Devils, and that was a really, really fun time. I'm not going to lie.
That was a snooze fest. The Rangers handled their business Game 6.
They handled their business Game 6, but I'm telling you what, these New Yorkers. By the way, Aaron Rodgers went to that game. By the way,
yes,
Aaron Rodgers went there. Hockey fans are just so crazy because they love their sport. And what I love about NHL playoffs, it's faster, it's hard hitting, it's dynamic. The players get pumped up and excited whenever they do something. And these NHL players, they don't get paid as much as NBA, NFL, or MLB players. They don't. But if I had to tell you one thing that I really enjoyed, I enjoy watching the Seattle Kraken beat the Colorado Avalanche in the first round. We saw the Boston Bruins get knocked out in the first round.
Bye-bye. No perfect season for you. Oh.
No Boston Bruins. And a 65-win team done in the first round by the Florida Panthers.
Bro, they got the President's Cup curse.
Oh, yeah, the President's Cup. The last 10, 12 years, the President's Cup has not even made it to the Stanley Cup Finals.
It might be a thing, dude. It may be a curse. It may be.
And you want to know what's funny? Guess who won the President's Cup last year?
I know. Not Florida. Toronto. Not Toronto.
It was the Florida Panthers. You were right.
It was right. Yeah, because they got out
Yeah,
first round
the
by
Panthers won
Tampa.
the
Yeah.
President's Cup.
Well,
Not by many people.
I was trying to remember who won that series because it was the Battle of Florida because it was Tampa and Florida. I forgot what team. Yeah, it was the Panthers that won it last year.
Yeah, it was the Panthers won it last year, and a lot of people were saying that the upset wasn't as significant because this Panthers team was pretty well put together before then because they won the President's Cup last year. But the differential between the Bruins and Panthers was 43 points, and that just tells you everything you need to know how significant of an upset that was between the Panthers getting one over the Bruins. But I'm telling you what, like I love hockey. I get into it. Now it stinks that the Rangers and Devils are both eliminated.
Bye bye, Devils. Screw you. Bye bye.
Now that's out of the way. So the Carolina Hurricanes are waiting for either the Panthers or Maple Leafs to make the Eastern Conference Finals. In the Western Conference Finals, we got my second favorite team, the Seattle Kraken.
Day one fan, right? Ready? Day one.
Day one team. I love the name, the Kraken.
Shakespeare.
So the Kraken are taking on the Dallas Stars. They lost 6-3 last night. They're down 3-2. And then in the other series in the Western Conference Finals, we had the Golden Knights taking on the number one player in the world, Connor McDavid, and the Oilers.
Connor McDavid.
I want to see Connor McDavid finally win one. He had a sensational year, 153 points scored.
Also, you know what's crazy? So you know how like in other sports, right? Like you know, like in football, you argue like the best player is Patrick Mahomes, right? And like baseball, like it's right now probably like JoJo Ohtani, right? But like, and like in other sports, right? Basketball right now, it's Embiid because he was the MVP, right? But like in hockey, and like if you're a casual player or like a hardcore hockey fan, like everybody knows, like there's like you know how other sports, man, you can make the argument for like who the best player is.
Yeah.
In hockey, it is undefiably Connor McDavid. Like, and it's not even close, right? Like, you have guys like Nathan McKinnon, you have guys like David Pastrnak, right? But like, they're not even close. Dude, Connor McDavid, Matt, like, drops like the most points every year. Pastrnak this year, Matt, he dropped 130 points, which is like ridiculous because points in hockey are goals and assists, right?
Right.
Connor McDavid dropped 150 or 60 or something. Like,
153.
It was ridiculous, right? Like, so as bad as every year. And what's crazy, Matt? You know who's second on the points leaderboard this year?
Was it Pastrnak, David Pastrnak?
Oh, Connor McDavid's teammate because he's passing it to him all the time.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Bro, but like that guy, like Matt is like one of those guys I'm gunning for just because he's so good to not win, and like he needs to win one. He needs to.
I want to see Connor McDavid win one. Honestly, I really like the season he put together. I will say this though. I know people are going to say, well, in Devil's Country, Jack Hughes had a good season, but
no, I think he did. Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Hughes had a good season. The problem with the Devils, and this is why they probably got eliminated, their inexperience showed in the second series.
But the thing is, dude, that's a good thing though. Dude, they're young and they're fast. Like I said, me and my friend also talked about this, Matt. And I think I said it to you, Matt. If I was the Devils, I'd throw 3 first-round picks at Tampa right now and be like, give me Vasilevsky and then win the championship next year. If they get because their goalie, like, say what you want, like they put in the guy Schmidt against the Rangers. He got exposed against the Canes because the Canes are just better than the Rangers.
Right.
Like, dude, if they got a legit goalie, they're good. Because that's probably the Devils. They can score 6 goals. They just give up 7.
Yeah, that's the problem. I was talking to my friend Connor McCormick about this, and he is a big hockey fan, big Devils fan. I told him, I'm like, listen, if the Devils had better goaltending, they'd probably make a run at the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, they can't stop anybody.
They can't. And you mentioned before, they can score 5, 6, 7 goals a game, but if you can't defend and you give up 8 or 9, you're out of luck.
And like I was thinking, hockey, if you score like 4+, you should win every time.
Mm-hmm.
Like scoring 4 goals in hockey is a lot.
It is. Devils put up 8, and they gave up 3 underhanded goals in Game 4 of the Kane series. It was bad. It was really, really bad. I mean, 8 goals is a lot of goals, but you give up 3 shorthanded goals. That's a problem. It just shows how bad your goaltending is. So that's playoff hockey. But actually, I want to get Ron. I think you and I are both on the Edmonton Oilers train wagon for this one.
Yeah, I'm gunning for Edmonton.
And I want to see Edmonton win the whole thing too. I want to see Connor McDavid hoist the trophy, hoist up the Stanley Cup. All right, now we got the quarterly report for Major League Baseball. Tampa Bay Rays are 30-9. They're playing the Yankees right now. I checked, the Rays were up 1-0.
course
Brian's
they
throwing
are.
his hands in the air. He can't take anymore. Um,
I cannot watch baseball, man. This is why I'm gunning for the Knicks. I can't do it. Like normally, man, I'm okay, right? Like with basketball, right? Like and hockey, if it ends early for my teams, I'm like, okay, I got the Yankees. But like, I don't. This is why I need the Knicks to win because I cannot. I will not. I will not watch it. I won't do it. They are so bad. And like, I know you guys, like you, Anthony, you just want to like you all do it. I don't know how the hell you will yourselves to do it because I can't. I can't, Eddie. It makes me want to like punch a hole through my wall every time I watch them. Like, why?
all right, Loro, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna ask you, what's your thoughts on the quarterly status for baseball? Do you like the new rules? Do you not like the new rules? What are your thoughts?
I like the new rules because I think that if you look at it, it's really improving the game. And I honestly think the new rules are making a really good benefit here.
Now, how have the Dodgers been over the last couple of weeks?
Well, if you talk about the Dodgers year, I mean, since they had somewhat of a rough April, but I do think that May they're in first place and they're playing the Padres for a 3-game series this weekend. And you know what? I think the Dodgers will. I think the Dodgers can find a way to sweep San Diego at home. You know, I think the Dodgers just have it in them.
Well, the Dodgers are starting to get their feet underneath them, which is good because I
Ever
know
since
early on they struggled and they had a habit of losing to the Diamondbacks early in the year, which is a team that they should be looking over the shoulder against. The Diamondbacks are a young team, but they're really good. Ryan, I know you refuse to talk about the Yankees, but we got to get into this a little bit. What's going on?
Stanton's always hurt. Judge is always hurt. Hicks sucks. Volpe's not what we thought Volpe would be, which I'm not mad at because not everybody's gonna be like Wander Franco or Julio Rodriguez as soon as they come into the damn league. Like people gotta relax. Like rookies just don't come in and just light it up every year. Like I know for us Yankee fans, we've seen it happen with the Astros, right? Where Springer leaves, Alvarez is the best, right? And they let Correa walk, and then this guy now was Jeremy Pena's the best. It's like, all right, like I get it. But like we can't get mad at Volpe. Again, Aaron Boone just I don't know. Like outside of Garrett Cole, their pitching staff sucks. They're all hurt. I mean, Rodon hasn't pitched yet. Sevy hasn't pitched yet. I mean, Nestor hasn't had the Nestor year he had last year.
Mm.
So it's just I don't know. Like the Yankees, like more than any team, right? If they don't hit home runs, they have no chance.
And you want to know who's hitting home runs? The Rays.
Yeah, a lot of them.
They're hitting a lot of them. They hit more. They hit the second most home runs in a 37 game span than any other team in baseball history. Period.
Yeah.
And what's frustrating about the whole thing, other than Cole, who had a bad game against the Rays last time he went on the mound, he's on the mound tonight. Other than Cole, no other Yankees really have been consistent.
I know.
I'll say this about Cole. I think the new rules are benefiting him because Cole's a systematic guy. He
likes to work fast.
He likes to work fast. He likes to work efficiently. He likes to have things done his way. And if things are good with the timing and boom, 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 if he goes methodical, he's impressive. When he's not on his A game, then he flounders. But you mentioned before the Yankees with injuries. Volpe's actually got 10 stolen bases this year, so you really can't hit him that hard. And I know like the bigger bases are probably helping his cause a little bit, but I know for a fact that this Yankee team is disappointing. But you got to remember also the Astros are not playing too well either.
Yeah, no, I get it. But like again with the Astros, right? They got used to their whole thing where they just let guys walk and the next guy's just as good. But it's harder to do that with pitchers than hitters, I think personally.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I mean letting Garrett Cole walk, right? And then obviously then letting Justin Verlander leave. Like I get it, right? These guys are aging and all that. Like I understand it, but it just doesn't work like that way for everybody. But like that's why you got to give so much credit to the Rays, and that's why the Rays are the best team in baseball right now because they have the most consistent pitching staff in all of baseball, right? I mean, before the injuries killed them, they had McClanahan, who was still really good. They got back what's his name? Oh, the tall guy. Um,
Kyle Tucker.
no. The Rays. Glass now. They have
Glass back.
they have that guy Drew, whatever his name is,
Drew
Rosen, right?
Rasmussen. Shane
He's like
McClanahan's been systematic.
like dude, like their whole pitching staff is like ridiculous, right? And then like yeah, I don't know, bro. Like it just shows right every year that in baseball, like if your pitching staff is good, you're gonna live and die by it, right? The Mets last year live and die by their pitching staff. This year, Verlander and Scherzer are not doing what Scherzer's not doing what he did last year, right? With the Mets, right? They had arguably four guys last year that were consistent every week, every game, right? Now we're seeing what happens. They don't have that.
So I want to give a shout out to Chris Ureko, the #1 super fan. He wrote down 2 comments. He put the Iceman is back, and he put
Oh,
Fear the Turtle.
fear the Turtles always.
Fear the Turtles. Fear the Terps always. Um, so having said all that, I mean, baseball we're a quarter of the way in, but I like the new rules. I mean, games are being trimmed by a half hour. Batting averages are going up by 20 points. There's just a lot more offense. The game's crisper and cleaner.
Yep.
No delays between pitches where guys are just scratching their butts for between pitches, and you have to wait all this time. You get one time out per at bat, which I think is great. Because, like I said, stuff like this slows the game down. But now we're starting to finally see a better version of baseball that I think fans were looking forward to. Now fans are starting to come back, and viewership's going up because of this. So, anyway, with that being said,
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
sorry, I guess Ryan was just invested in the Knicks
No,
game.
and one for Julius Randle. Knicks are 29-17 right now.
Oh my God, in Miami?
Yeah, come on.
Okay. So with that being said, we have 2 things to do to conclude today's show because we have 8 minutes left. What's to come this summer? We have a couple stuff going on this summer.
Yeah.
So the Stenton Down Baseball High School Senior Games for the Autism Awareness Fundraiser is on the second weekend of July. I'll be supporting this event for the 3rd year in a row. I'll be working with Joe Saraceno and Steve Barth on this event. Loro is going to try and join the event virtually because I told Loro about this event. My crazy ass thought he could fly down to California, fly from California all the way to New York, but that wasn't going to work out. That wasn't going to work out. But but Laurel appreciated the thought, but Laurel's just going to join virtually. We got that in the second weekend of July. I'm looking forward to that. And then also, this is courtesy of the Valix Enterprises' own Joey Agostino. He has an Arms Wide Open golf event in September, in late September, September 25th. The Arms Wide Open is a charity for kids with cancer. This is going to be a good cause. This is in, like I said, September 25th. All are welcome. If you love golf, come on. If you want to play against me, I've actually gotten pretty good with golf. Golf is actually not too bad for me.
Man, I've been getting pretty good. I live next to the golf course here, so I kind of have been getting a little bit of extra strokes in every night.
Okay, you and I will play each other then.
We'll see. We'll see, man. I'm better. I'm better at more mini golf, but we'll see. I know you're the mini golf guy, Matty. I know Matty's the mini golf demon.
I'm the mini golf demon. I'm a top golf
Connoisseur.
connoisseur. Yes, connoisseur. I'm a top golf connoisseur. So the golf event will be sponsored by Valix Enterprises. The Stand On Baseball Senior Games will be sponsored by Jaguar Physical Therapy and the Grace Foundation of New York. But before we go, one last thing I really wanted to keep to bring it to everyone's attention for those of you who are watching. Earlier this week, someone from the Grace Foundation, or a kid from the Grace Foundation of New York, Nicholas Demora, suffered a seizure earlier this week. He's in critical condition in the hospital. He's fighting for his life right now. Barbara Demora, who's a member of the board of the Grace Foundation of New York, that's her son. She's praying every day and night that he gets better. My father, Darren Siriani, who's a member of the board of the Grace Foundation of New York, he's putting out all these posts about Nicholas, how great of a man he was. Let me just give you context of Nicholas, for instance. This is a guy who could tell you what you're thinking without even you saying it. And I talk about autism all the time on special occasion shows or stuff like that, but kids like that are just so precious. Like, you never know what talents or what gifts a kid can have. And it's really unfortunate to see a kid like this fighting for his life. They're putting up there's a little vigil going on today. I missed it because I was doing the show, but I just want to give a little shout out to Nicholas and send prayers to him and his family. This is a very, very tragic time. You hate to see someone go through this. And to the people of Grace Foundation, I apologize for what you're going through, but I also understand that Nicholas, regardless of what happens, brought something special to the table. And that's really all I can say. Before we go, Loro, do you have any thoughts on this?
I want to say that my thoughts and prayers go out to the families that are suffering through this, and it's a very tragic time, as you all know.
Ryan, any last words?
Prayers to obviously him, his family, the whole Grace Foundation. I know everybody over there. They're great people. They do a great thing over there. And again, just stuff you hate to see. Just this stuff in general. It just sucks, especially too with kids. It's just unfortunate. So again, thoughts and prayers out to him.
How do you know this kid, Matt?
I went to the Grace Foundation's Denton Island Baseball High School senior games, and I met him through my father. And my father would talk to Nicholas all the time, and Nicholas would know everything that my father was thinking before he even said it. And it was a gift, because Nicholas could hardly even speak. But he has this way of reading people's minds and just knowing what people had in their head before they even said anything.
You have
But
autism too, Matt, don't you?
what?
Do you have autism too, or no?
Yeah, I'm on the spectrum, and I think someone
I
else
am
here is on.
too.
Yeah. So yeah, like listen, people with autism, whether you feel a certain way about them or not, treat them with respect because you never know when a certain moment could be their last. And for Nicholas, kid, we're pulling for you on here on the show. We're pulling for you, virtually, where we're not joining the visual because we obviously had something to do tonight. But again, to the people of Grace, we're very, 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 very sorry about what's happening, and fingers crossed that Nicholas pulls through because it's just not what you want to hear, not what you want to see. But again, I just had to bring that up for people to understand and realize. Give Barbara Demora your prayers because she needs it right now.
Also, want to say that I wanted to tell you guys to all the moms out there, including Matt's mom, Ryan's mom, and my mom. I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Facts. Spend time, get them something good. Make something for them.
Yeah, be nice to your mamas on Mother's Day. They deserve it. They deserve it. All right.
Okay, you
Well,
wouldn't be here without them.
we would not be here without them.
Absolutely, because they're the ones that really helped us get to where we are, and we didn't get here alone.
Exactly. All right. So with that being said, thank you for watching episode number 123 of Siriani Sports.
Go Knicks.
Ryan can tell us where you can find us. For those of you who don't remember where you can find us, Ryan, take it away.
Perfect. Doing a commercial break too. All right. So, yes. Let me see if I remember now because it's been a while. But yes, thank you again for watching another episode of Serious Sports. If you want to find us, right, you can find us here on YouTube at Serious Sports, on Facebook at Serious Sports. You can follow Matt and Laurel on Twitter Spaces. I actually don't know their Twitters, but again, if you just go on Twitter Spaces on your mobile device or you go on your laptop, you can find them. It'll be Laurel and Matt. You can see them, hang out with them. Definitely a good thing. It's pretty fun. You can follow us on Twitter at Serious Sports. You can follow us on Instagram at Serious Sports. And I think that's it. But yeah, again, 31-24 Nick lead almost at the end of the first quarter. So pulling through. Come on.
Well, Ryan, you didn't miss a beat.
Gonna have a heart attack, bro.
You didn't miss a beat. But anyways, from Laura Antonio Ryan Barron Jr., I'm Matt Siriani. Thank you all so much. Have a blessed day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Stay safe. Be happy. Do what you gotta do. We'll try. I'll put up a reminder on my social media whether or not we'll do the show next week. But I'm guaranteeing you we'll probably most likely do the show next week. So
Perfect.
Take care, everybody. Stay safe, and of course, peace out.
Have a great night, everyone.